Hey, good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. It's about 7 a.m. here. Prices of BTC currently at 84.75. All right, so we're going to look at a couple different exchanges, and I'm going to show you guys exactly what I was seeing, my position that I had yesterday. Okay, so I was actually in a short, all right, and my stop was hit overnight. You can see my average was, I think it was a little bit higher than this because I added on a bit higher. It was around 84.80, all right, and my account risk was 1.0%, so not a big position, right? And I suffered a loss last night. Okay, so here we go, right? Basically, what I was seeing was every time price tried to break out of this area right here, that marker, as you can see, the black one, price pulled back into the range, right? So breakout, pulls back in, breakout, pulls back in, and then this kind of stuff happened overnight, so no way for me to predict that, okay? And what I'd done essentially was I had placed a stop, all right, somewhat arbitrarily above the high of this wick, and I figured, all right, if this is 84.82, right, I'm gonna place the stop at least $40-50 higher. So that was around 85.22, and I avoided it once, but then overnight, basically what happened was there were some stops sitting right here, which obviously got ran because of this thing right here. Okay, so price perfectly just came back down into the range again, as you can see, right? So what's really happening, folks, is price is really struggling to get outside of this range. I don't know why I keep hitting random buttons. Sorry about that. All right. So this is really the marker to watch. All right, this is as per Bybit 84.82. Okay, now if we look at XBT, which is the BitMEX ticker, all right, that's right around that same area, 84.81. Okay, so I'm looking at the high of this wick right here, and looking at every single push up right there. You can see pulls back down, push up, pulls back down. Even over here, push up, pulls back down, but then this stop run and then gets pulled back down into the range. All right, so now I'm thinking, okay, clearly there's some stops being run, right? Does this mean that price is going to take out the stops over here and then dump lower, or is it going to do a stop run? Or I'm sorry, so let me quite explain that again. So is it trying to take out the stops and dump lower like it did over here? Remember, it went up like 150 bucks overnight and then dumped, right? Or is it trying to sort of consolidate right here and get ready for a bigger short squeeze? Okay, now unfortunately I don't know, all right, and I'm not afraid to say that because you don't know either, and neither does anyone. However, what we do know is historically, okay, on the weekends, we see a low volume environment, all right? There's not that many people trading the markets. The CME futures are essentially off hours, right? So is backed, okay? So the market has a bit less strength to get, pushed around, okay? So what you typically see is you'll see contraction, all right, and then expansion to the upside, which creates a big short squeeze. And I mapped out some scenarios yesterday. I stated that now, at the very least, we could see a short squeeze all the way up here around 85.50 all the way to 85.75, right? If we start looking at higher time frames, okay, so let's look at the 1 hour. Okay, that short squeeze could potentially take us higher, higher than these wicks right here. Oh, I think I just did that. I'm sorry. Higher than these wicks right here. Okay. That's around $8,700-$8,800. Okay. So remember, because there's a lot of stops kind of residing in this area right here. Okay. All that area right there has, wick into it, wick right here, but then stops residing up here. So if we're going to get a short squeeze, this would be a pretty optimal area, at least, on the first level to hit. Okay, now if we start climbing higher, this is where things get interesting. Okay, so remember a couple days back we had this push right here, another short squeeze, right, when everyone thought that they need to go bullish, and I actually went short here and I closed out my position down here. Well, there's also some stops residing in this particular area all the way across down here. So that's around $9,100 to $9,200. Okay, that could be a nice push too. And the highest push that I have, is all the way up here around $9,700. Now I kind of doubt that it'll get here, but it's just something to watch. Okay, if we sort of see these kind of candles, come in like this right here that you saw around the end of October, it's very possible. Okay, but it remains to be seen. All we're really seeing right now, folks, is this contracting wedge. Okay, this falling wedge, we call it. It's a bullish pattern, right? And for the most part, I mean, these do have a higher propensity to break out to the upside, but again, it hasn't happened yet. Okay, so be careful on that. Watch the market carefully. All right, now let's see how the 4-hour looks. Again, you can see that wedge still at play. I've mentioned before that what's really a big support is let me show you all real quick. What's really that big support is this blue marker that comes from October monthly open, as you can see, right? All this was, support, resistance, support, 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 and then resistance. So all that got broken, right? So why not make another quick push down to the October monthly open around 8,300 and then rock it back up? That's also very possible, right? So, a couple different possibilities, none of which right now are giving you any indication of which way the market wants to break. And if you're going to trade this right now as is, you're probably going to get chopped up. I mean, you may be right because you have technically a 50% chance of being right. But remember that this market has also laid out so many traps so many times. So what typically happens is, you'll get wick one way and then the market will push up another, right? So probably people are shorting down here and then the market pushes up in the other direction, or you'll get a wick up here and then the market pushes down. So if you shorted, you either got stopped out or you freaked out and sold and then the market dumps your way, okay, which basically happened right here. This is probably where people loaded up on longs and the market dumped on them and they're probably panicking. So if the market pushes down a little bit more, they're definitely going to panic or get liquidated, right? So you have to kind of look at the structure of the market and try to figure out, okay, what is it trying to show me right now? What are the higher probabilities of potential longs or shorts, right? So for now, the only argument that could be made is, still potentially being short. Now, I'm not saying that has to happen, but it's kind of easy to see the fact that, we consolidated here for 4 days, right? Took out that low, pushed up, took out that low again, pushed up, ran some stops, and then dumped hard, right? I could see another maybe small push up and then dump down again, which is also probably possible. I could also see, I don't know, just a big stop run coming into play, to be honest. It's honestly just really hard to see at this present moment at the structure where the market is. So I can't really make any predictions. I'm simply just going to wait. Okay. So it's solely up to you what you want to do. But I've kind of laid out the scenarios for you, the levels to watch, right? If the market does dump, right? So for example, if it does dump, and you're just simply waiting to see what the market's trying to do, a short probably once price reaches well below here, say let's just say, I don't know, 83.60 or so, that could get you a quick short into that $8,300 marker. Aside from that, right, what could also happen is, imagine you shorting here, right? Price dumps, thinks and traps people thinking it's going to go lower, but what really happens is it just takes out the low right here, okay, this low right here, and then it just pushes up higher, and that also traps people too. So trading is not just about watching the price action and looking at these indicators to buy or sell. You also have to try to figure out what is the market trying to do to position itself. Okay, how is the market positioned to exploit either longs or shorts? How is the funding rate? How are the support and resistance levels at each particular level, right? So all those things kind of fall under a different aspect of whether you want to call it technicals or just fundamental market analysis, all right? If you don't know how to do that, we have in our community Cryptosomniac, right? Hit the products page, okay, and then hit the technical analysis course. You can buy this course, okay, and then you can get access to 7 free days in all these locked channels that you see. All right, all the locked channels that you see contains a world of information that will keep you busy for at least a couple months. And this will help enable you to become a good trader, a good investor. And it's not just the crypto markets, folks. The crypto markets are a small sort of drop in the ocean compared to the larger markets, which are the equities markets, the commodities, the forex markets. And these technicals and the way you look at markets is applicable to all those markets, right? So expand your vision and try to learn, okay? Because that's something that I teach in this community. You can see in Bitcoin analysis, right? I did a live Zoom session yesterday just to show people, live exactly how things are going on in the price action that I was watching, and they can ask me questions right on the spot, okay? I also do multiple updates through the day. Okay, I let people know exactly what I'm seeing in the markets, how I'm reacting, how I'm positioned, what I think the market could do, what are the levels to watch, my stops, my targets, etc. Okay, so I make it very concise and clear to folks who want to understand why did he think this way and not that way? Why did you pick this target versus that one? Okay, and I feel like that's worth enough to warrant a membership in our community, because at the end of the day, I'm not here to sort of throw you buy and sell signals. Okay, you need to do some work on your own and learn from my analysis, learn from how I'm taking positions. Of course, we're going to have setups, right? As you can see, right, that was a loss of a setup that I had. Okay, another loss right there. All right. So I want to show you guys that, I have my share of losses too, okay? But I also have, smaller profits right there. Loss right there, okay? Where's my, and then you have your bigger gains. So you can see my losses are always contained, right? It'll be like 5, maybe 7, 8%. And by the way, I'm using anywhere between 10x and 15x margin. I never really stepped beyond that, but you can see right here, 100% gain. This was another 41% profit. Let's see, another one, small loss, -3%. Okay, -2.5%, right? So anyway, point is, and obviously a big gain right there with the 1.2 BTC gain. So the point is, you can see my gains, you can see my losses, and they're also right here from the community members too. I know everyone in the community over here shows gains reviews, but feel free to come join the free Discord community, right? Click the YouTube description and you'll see a free Discord link, and come join community discussion, okay? We're pretty active in this community as well. You can see people posting charts, getting feedback. I respond to people quite often in here too. People leaving comments and stating that they've just been waiting and not taking any trades, and sort of learning alongside of me and Jordan, okay, who is our other analyst, by the way. So lots of information. If you really want to spend time to become an educated, informed trader, that is all available to you, okay? We're going to have a lot of information, a lot of attention, care given to our community members, because we value our time, but we also value, the amount of dedication and due diligence that we provide, right? Because this is a job and we enjoy this work, okay? And we like our community too, okay? Anyway, let's get back to the price action. Daily chart, still looks like, that sort of big falling wedge that everyone's been talking about, right? Still not broken out, like I said, but it's getting there, right? It's getting there. So are we trying to break out to the upside, or are we trying to break down? That's the real question, right? So anyway, I'm going to wrap up the analysis, all right? Thank you so much for watching. Again, I told you all the levels to watch, right? The $8,800 level, the $9,100 to $9,200 level. And remember, between 91 and 9,200 is also the November monthly open, which has been, since November started, either support, and then became resistance. Okay, so I wouldn't be surprised if that becomes resistance again. All right, that's it. Thank you for watching. Come join Cryptosomniac. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoy my content, or join the free Discord community. The link is below for Discord. All right. Cheers, everyone.